Hi guys, it's Amazie here. I wanted to talk today about the basic beginning of Tantra. I was inspired by a guru in the year 2000 when I discovered the art of Tantra and what it's all about. And one of the most important things about it is the nurturing of oneself. Obviously, Mother Nature is an essential one as well, but nurturing of oneself is super important. And I just wanted to talk about that today. So, just imagining the situation where I love you, but you don't love me. Now, what would happen there if somebody loves you, but you don't love them? Well, they would make you feel good. They would tickle your ego. And it would go on for a while, perhaps. And you would feel, happy to be around that person because that person really, feels something for you, and therefore that would make you feel important in that moment or appreciated. It could also move to at some points when you're kind of not that interested in that person being around you. It could be that you get a little bit irritated, or that you suddenly that person is not so good in that moment for you. Or you only enjoy to have that moment in your life in certain times, or so that's kind of what would happen. And what does happen when if I loved you and you didn't love me. Now, if I loved you and you loved me back, and it was something correspondent, like between both of us, now what would happen there? Well, obviously, we would be both in love. We would be both enjoying that moment. But what would have made you happy? Like, if you think about it carefully, what would it have been that made you feel in love with me? It wasn't my love, because when I loved you and you didn't love me back, it wasn't my love. So what's happened there is like it's an example of just to show you that that love has sparked now that I love you and you love me back is actually coming from within you. It's actually a spark of love that you have enlightened. You have sparked up that love yourself. I have had nothing to do with it. So it just goes to show that, really the love that we're all searching for outside is actually within us, and it depends on each one of us to nurture that love and to be conscious and to understand that that love, that we have the authority, we have the green light, we have the power to give the green light to that love within. The problem that we see in the world we live in, and our life experiences, I mean, I have people in my life and friends, and you hear it all the time, and we do get this. And I mean, I've been there as well, where I don't know, you start getting frustrated because the other person is not giving you the love that you want. The other person is not giving you that what you expect from them, and you feel that you are no longer feeling that love from them. You're not feeling appreciated, you're not feeling cared for, but actually this is the love that you are totally capable of giving yourself. It's not the time for you to be getting annoyed with the other person, frustrated with the other person, because the other person is not giving you the love that you expect from them. So when we do this, we run our lives from that necessity and from that need, and therefore we pressure the other person to give us what we are not receiving from them. And that's when we have the conflicts within relationships, and that is when we are basing our relationship from neediness. And when we base our relationship on neediness, we then just kind of focus on, the desire to have this and to have that, and you know, it can become, you know, there's a very thin line between love and hate. It's so important to nurture ourselves. It's so important right now, especially right now. You know, we are within our homes, with the current global situation we're in. So it's a perfect situation, perfect opportunity to be able to nurture yourself. Learning how to nurture yourself right now, learning how to give you those pleasures in life, learning how to nurture yourself, to care for yourself, to be kind to yourself, to enjoy every single minute of your day, be conscious of your emotions and how you're running and how you're being, and then just kind of nurturing yourself so that you can be within your power, so that so that your cup is full. Because if your cup is not full, there is no way anyone is ever going to fill up that cup. So you can be running around like a loose chicken trying to find that person who's going to fulfill your needs, but actually until you don't fulfill them yourself, there is nothing else there's not much you can do, and you'll just end up being really angry and frustrated with life. You know, when we don't nurture ourselves, if we don't do this, we fall into that trap. We fall into that trap of neediness, that trap of wanting to, you know, not understanding why that person is not giving it to us. And also, we fall into the trap of, we tend to, you know, not appreciate the things that are given to us. You know, in relationships, we find that, you know, like, oh, you know, he's not giving me this, he's not giving me that, he hasn't done that. But then actually, he's an all right man, you know, he cleans and he cooks and he does other things for you. So it's finding the balance and actually understanding that, you know, we need to learn how to digest what is given to us, and also learning how to receive that, knowing how to receive the goodness that is given to you, knowing how to receive that love that is given to you. But in order to be able to enjoy and accept and receive the love that is given to you, you need to be loving yourself first. So if you do not love yourself, if you have not nurtured yourself, if you do not know how to nurture yourself and how to be kind to yourself and care for yourself, then it is really hard for you to, it will be hard for you to receive what is given to you. It'll be very hard for you to receive any love that is given to you, because you are not even doing that for yourself. And that is the prime initial base of love of Tantra, of you know, the love for oneself is essential right now, and it always has been. And that is where we are always seeing these conflicts within relationships, and this is why we are seeing the obsessions that we get with one another, and the wanting for that person to change, and anger. You know, there's a very fine line, as I said before, between love and hate. So if you don't nurture yourself, this is what happens. You know, you do get frustrated. If you nurture yourself first, and you learn how to find that power within yourself, and you learn how to be sure of yourself and love yourself, and you do the little things that you love, that fulfill you, and you feed yourself with all of the information and all of the things that you love, so that you move from your power, so that you are able to then see things from your truth, then you can really enjoy having that harmony, having that connection, having that exchange of energy with another person. It is so important to get out there and to be connected with that other person, to find those relationships and to have that balance, that harmony balance. However, to be able to do this in a sane way, to be able to do this well, we do need to learn how to love ourselves, and learn how to wake up that spark within, without having to wait for that person to come along in our lives. You know, we've always been told, and we've been lied to about, you know, we're the half orange and the other half orange is out there, or our prince is out there waiting for us. That is unfortunately a bit of a lie. We've been lied for many, many years, and unfortunately this is what we're living right now. we have been suppressed, we have been lied to, we have been told that the love is not within us, but the love is with outside of us, and therefore we're really confused with that, and that's why we've abandoned our power. That is why we have given in to this system that we live in. This is why we are no longer sovereign beings, and this is why it's such a perfect moment to do this, not just for yourself but also for the planet, for the earth, for us to understand that we are, I don't know, we are part of Gaia, we are, we are beautiful beings, and just being with yourself and being, learning how to love yourself and how to nurture and how to breathe and how to sense and feel, and be more delicate with your movements. And when you eat, it's like, for example, with love, it's like when you eat and you eat fast and you don't digest, it's like you don't even feel it. It's the same thing with love. I think with love as well, you need to digest it but feel it and be thankful for it, and take it really slowly, so yeah, I feel that, if you don't nurture yourself and you don't come from your power, then yeah, if you're not coming from your truth, it all gets very confusing, and it's just it's a messy situation that you at the end, it actually affects your body because you become angry. So instead of understanding that, okay, you know what, so you're in a relationship and it hasn't worked out, and yeah, okay, so it's just like a little bit of a deception, okay, that's a shame, I kind of like the guy, but you know what, maybe he wasn't the one, okay, well, that's fine, it kind of, that's fine. You come back to yourself, you come back to your power, you come back to your senses, and you say, you know what, yeah, that's fine, it's not a problem. But actually, if you obsess with that person, and if you really feel that that person is the person that's going to give you that love that you're looking for, and you're so desperate for that inner love, you're so desperate for that love, you're so desperate to be loved, because you deserve to be loved. So you're so desperate to be loved that actually becomes frustration. It becomes frustration, and then from frustration it becomes anger, and then it becomes part of you. It becomes who you are. It becomes your identity. It just becomes your identity, because these are more and more shadows, more and more layers of the onion that get stored within your system, that you have been abandoned again, that you have been left again, that you have not been loved again. And most of the times, this feeling of not being loved and needing to find love outside of us is because, unfortunately, the system we live in has never been, our parents have been conditioned, and our parents were taught to be this way. Our parents were also taught that love is not within them, but is also outside of them. So it's just a vicious circle, and it's not their fault, but we must, when we were children, from 1 to 6 years old, you tend to get core beliefs that are installed within your system that actually control your perception today. So you perceive in a specific way depending on your past, depending on the experiences that you had when you were a child. So that is why we still get triggered today within our relationships, and we still get triggered with anything that comes to us when we're with another person. So that is why it's so important to nurture yourself and to really give yourself that love, and to start retraining your brain and start reprogramming yourself, and understanding that you are allowed to give yourself that love, and that love exists within you, and you can spark up that light whenever you want. That is a really essential thing to do right now. And it's so important to just switch off your TV and connect with Mother Earth. Just go out for walks. There's no need to allow that information to come in, because that information is telling you that you are not enough. That information is telling you that you are not worthy, and therefore that is totally the contrary. That is living with fear, and that is totally the contrary of what this planet needs right now. So if you want to make a difference in the planet right now, what you need to do is simply be good to yourself. Be good to yourself and breathe from the heart, and understand that this is not something that only someone who is spiritual can do. This is not something fluffy and out there. This is actually something that is totally necessary in the world today. So if you are a person who also, if you are in a relationship and you are struggling, it's for you to really think about those basic things. Are you giving yourself what you deserve? And if you're trapped in the house and you can't get out of this relationship, it doesn't matter. You have no excuse. You can still create your space within a bedroom. You can create your space. You can go for your daily walk, put a meditation on, and just 10 minutes of breathing and being with yourself will elevate your vibration. It will elevate your frequency. It will make you feel better with yourself. And do this daily until you actually start connecting with Source. And once you start connecting with Source, you will value yourself. You will feel so much more powerful. You will feel so much more loved, because love is everywhere. We've been cut off from that, and that's it, guys. Yeah, that is. I'd like to speak a little bit more about my Tantra knowledge and how I've applied that into my life, because my experiences have also, I mean, we live so many experiences, and life is full of them, and life is full of emotions, and life is full of energy, and it's all just it's just an experience. So you've got, experiences that are a little bit more heavy, and some of them are lighter, but you learn from those ones. You learn from these obsessions. You learn from these frustrations. You learn not to be this way, because you don't want to be this way. You want to be with your truth, because when you're with these obsessions and you become crazy about somebody, and you become crazy about, why am I not given this, and you become so frustrated that it becomes physical pain. Sorry, pardon me. It becomes physical pain. So, and now everything is magnifying even more. So if you're feeling physical pain and you are in a relationship, then it's time for you to build your boundaries. It's time for you to say no. Because also we live, one who lives in an abusive relationship, it's not the other person's problem. It's actually the abuse, the one who is getting abused needs to, you are allowing that abuse to happen within your relationship. You are actually allowing this person to abuse of you. So it's learning about the power of saying no and also saying yes. So the power of no is as important as the power to say yes. It's knowing where your boundaries are, and it's knowing where you're going to go and when you can't go. Where you want to go, where you can't go, where you can go, and actually making that very clear with the person that you live with, and then making that decision depending on how you see things, but really doing it from your power and loving yourself, number one, first of all. Love and light to everybody, and I hope you loved this video. Share it with anyone who you feel may be going through a difficult breakup at the moment, to help them understand that a breakup is just the beginning of true love. And it's true love within, true love for yourself, your love within. Namaste, love and light.